Step into the dazzling world of social media, where it is home to the good, the ugly, the hilarious, and the downright horrible. As entertaining as it is to watch others live their best lives, social media can bring out or create some pretty nasty traits in you. We've delved into the digital realm and uncovered something quite intriguing. Today, we're tackling the fascinating topic, 5 reasons why social media is turning you into a narcissist. So buckle up, because this is a journey through the psychology of our modern-day obsession. Reason number 1 is quite popular: the dopamine effect. Social media has a knack for making us all validation seekers, craving likes, comments, and shares. It's like a digital applause. And guess what? It's affecting the way we perceive ourselves. Each like becomes a dopamine hit, reinforcing this cycle of seeking validation to feel worthy in the eyes of our virtual audience. However, the more social media we use, the more dopamine dependent we become. This can lead to addiction, as we crave the next dopamine hit and spend more and more time on social media, even when it's negatively impacting our lives. Here's how the cycle works. We post content on social media, hoping to receive validation. When we receive likes, comments, and shares, our brains release dopamine. This feels good, so we post more content to get more assurance. Over time, we become more and more dopamine dependent and need more and more validation to feel good. This can lead to addiction, as we spend more and more time on social media, even when it's negatively impacting our lives. And everybody knows that an addict will do anything for the next hit. Are you anxiously checking your notifications, eager for that rush of validation? You just might be on your way to becoming a raging narcissist. Picture this: your carefully curated online persona, showcasing the best of your life. From that perfect brunch shot to a flawlessly filtered sunset, it's all about projecting an ideal image. But does this constant display of the highlights reel lead to an inflated ego? Are we sculpting our digital identity to match our desires for admiration? Social media validation, mentioned earlier, tended to reinforce existing narcissistic tendencies by promoting unrealistic beauty standards and lifestyles. It often portrays an idolized and untrue version of people's lives. This situation can lead to unrealistic standards of beauty and success, making people feel inadequate and inferior. Narcissists are particularly vulnerable to this, as they often have a grandiose sense of self-importance and a need to be admired. The catch is that we start believing that the perfect image we're projecting is who we are. When we put down the phone and realize that real life isn't pretty filters, and we actually have to learn to make people love us, cue the anger. Have you ever caught yourself spending extra time choosing the right filter or crafting the perfect caption to make your image? Hold up. Here comes reason number 3. And it's a big one: the comparison culture. Have you ever found yourself measuring your success against your peers? It's the nature of social media, a competitive arena where we're all vying for the spotlight. But could this constant comparison be fueling narcissistic traits? Comparison is a natural human tendency, but it can be particularly harmful to people with narcissistic traits and can actually create those traits. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance and a need for admiration. They often compare themselves to others in order to feel superior. Seeing others on social media who are more successful, attractive, or popular than them can trigger feelings of envy and inadequacy. Social media comparison can fuel narcissistic traits in several ways. It can reinforce unrealistic expectations. When narcissists see others on social media who seem to have perfect relationships, careers, and bodies, it can set unrealistic expectations for themselves. Inversely, Constantly trying to keep up with those unrealistic expectations can create the tendency to put people down, because when narcissists compare themselves to others on social media and come up short, it can lead to feelings of inferiority and worthlessness. Of course, we're left in a competitive environment, constantly vying for attention and admiration. We've all been there, scrolling through our feed, feeling a mix of envy and inadequacy. But are these feelings of inadequacy shaping our personalities over time? 1,000 times, yes. And now, reason number 4, echo chambers. Social media can trap us in bubbles of our own beliefs, surrounding us with like-minded individuals. But is this echo chamber effect leading to a rise in entitlement and a refusal to consider alternative perspectives? FYI, social media echo chambers are groups of like-minded individuals who share the same beliefs and values. These echo chambers can be created through algorithms that recommend content based on our browsing history and interactions, or through our choices about who we follow and what we share. When we are constantly surrounded by people who agree with us, it can be difficult to challenge our own beliefs and perspectives. We may believe that our opinions are the only right ones and that anyone who disagrees with us is wrong. What are the consequences of marinating in a space where you're almost always right? You guessed it, the rise of your inner narcissist. Last, but certainly most interesting, is reason number 5. Which is the impact of online anonymity. Do we let our narcissistic tendencies run wild when the digital invisibility cloak shields us?
This is a public announcement. Anyone who sees me IRL, I will give you $1,000 if you beat my ass, bro. No one's fucking touching me. I'm untouchable.
Hey, look whose shoes we got. Got his ass lacking. Come on, bro.
Since anonymity reduces the risk of accountability, it's safe to say that most people do let the narcissist flag fly proudly online. When narcissists are anonymous, they are less likely to be held accountable for their actions. Social media anonymity can also give users a sense of power and control. They may feel like they can say or do whatever they want without consequences. This can encourage them to engage in more narcissistic behavior. Since narcissism is often defined as a fixation with oneself and one's physical appearance or public image, it's almost as if social media is the perfectly curated weapon of mass conversion to populate the ranks of the narcissistic.